Finally off work, headed home for the brew day. Had to make a stop though. Kerosene for the heater, Dunkin for the girls. It's gonna be a good brew day. All right, folks, we're back in the brewery. Got the strike water up to temp. About to crush some grains. Waiting for Big Dawg to zoom in. Everything's going great so far. Okay, so we got the grain all crushed. It's time to mash in. Let's see if all this is going to fit. I'm not sure if it will. We're about to find out. Let's do a time lapse on this too, shall we? So I think it's all going to fit. Just got a few more ounces left to add in. It's over my auto sparge, but been there before. I'll tell you what though, this crisp brown malt, I think I've only brewed with it once before. Kind of a new twist on this recipe that I'm trying, but it crushed up kind of weird. I hope you can see that. It's not like flour or anything, but weird. It's like obliterated. Might be the key. See what happens. The key is when you go over the auto siphon like that is to remember to connect your hoses before they're buried. And by hoses, I mean hose. There's the little arm deal that gets in the way when you're trying to stir. I used to try and get that in there and feel around. I'll just leave it off. You just got to keep an eye on it. what that's good for just recirculation is if your mash happens to get stuck, I still have 3 gallons under my false bottom. So if I'm riding high on the top here and it's stuck, it still has 3 gallons to pump on top and it could overflow. The auto sparge, if you set it, it'll shut off that valve before it overflows if it gets stuck. But we're just going to live dangerously today. What do you guys think? You think I'm going to have an overflow? Me neither. Added the grains nice and slow so everything looks loose. Smells awesome. Smells kind of like an oatmeal cookie. Awesome. I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes or so. We'll let the grains really get hydrated. And then we'll start recirculation. Shooting for 152. Nailed it. All right, let's get this recirculation going. Nice. Let's get a look-see at the color. Brown. The little bits flying by until that grain bed gets set in. Nice. We'll check back in at the next step or if something interesting happens. All right, people, this is where we're at. We got about 2 minutes left in the mash. Looks good. Look at it. Looking clear. Looking dark. But after the 2 minutes, we'll ramp up to 170 for mash out. And then start sparging. And as I'm sparging, I've got the one uni tank is finishing up on a CIP cycle. This one here has sweet stout in it. I need a keg. And then I'm going to pitch right on top of that yeast cake. So we need to keg up what's in there to make room for what's in there. Should work. I've done it a bunch of times. Works great. All right, so we're about 10 degrees out from mash out temps, and look who decided to join the party. Big Dawg Dave in the house doing a Kolsch today. So check his channel. I'm sure he's doing a whole video about it. We'll check in later with Dave. All right, so we've started the fly sparge. Look at that delicious, sweet, dark wort going into the boil kettle. Also getting ready to do a little kegging. Dave is nowhere to be found. Just kidding. Said he's going to do something. Dave's into his Kolsch brew day. I think he's mid-mash or so. But that's where we're at. A nice slow fly sparge. You'll notice it's not flying too much right now because I got to remember that I took this off. So I got to manually fly this bird with this little lever action right here. See, when I hit the lever, it's flying. But got to be careful because we're flying right up to the edge there. So I'm going to focus up. We'll check back in a bit, see what Dave's doing, see what I'm doing, see if we got beer all over the floor. We'll just see. All right, people. We're checking back in because I told you. Look at, I just almost overflowed that. Still sparging. Totally forgot that I was kegging. Shot beer all over the floor. I mean, probably realistically only, 4 ounces or so. But I'm standing here like la 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 la, sparging away. What's that dripping sound? Keg overflowing. What a dum-dum. Okay, people, we're coming up to a boil. Just turn down the percentage a little bit so I get my hops together. We're putting in East Kent Goldings at 60 minutes. Put the camera on the kettle. Let's drop these hops. Just a half an ounce. All right, people, we got the 30-minute edition. Pearl. Going in. Have a nice swim, you guys. Enjoy the work. Temperature's perfect. See you guys at the 5-minute edition. All right, people, we have the 5-minute edition going in at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Running late because I had to help Dave with some stuff. He's on the Zoom. He's new to brewing. He'll get there eventually. So we got Willamette hops going in at 5 minutes or 2 minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and put 5 milliliters of pure vanilla extract into this vanilla porter. This is madness. Why in the world would I do this? This is insane. Answer, because I feel like it. And that's why homebrewing is awesome. There you go. And that is your 5-minute update. I mean 5-minute edition update. Not like a 5-minute update because I wasn't talking for 5 minutes. All right, people, we got the jaded in there. Going to work. We're chilling. Now, I need to get hooked up to the fermenter. So we're down to temp. Ready to pump over the fermenter. All right, people, it's time to go into the fermenter. We're ready to go. I think. Nope, we're not. Open that valve. Now we're ready to go. Flick this valve. Boom. Don't really need that airlock action just yet. But we're going in. Hit all my numbers. Good brew day so far. Also grab my World Pack sample. Ready to go. Pitching right on top of a yeast cake of Imperial Flagship. Official sponsor of the BrewTubers online homebrew club. Alright, let's aerate the wort. Alright, here we are. Post brew. Pretty much done with cleanup. Got a little more to do, but promised you guys a tasting of the beer that inspired my brew sesh today. First, let's talk about the brew session. Went off without a hitch. Hit my numbers. Had Dave on Zoom. Towards the end, Nick jumped in. Good times were had by all. I think Dave had a pretty good brew day. So go check out his channel, see how his brew day went. Dave, Big Dawg Brewing. Yeah, originally I planned on pitching Imperial Darkness, but like I said earlier, I just pitched on top of the yeast cake I already had going, which was Imperial Flagship. This has been my workhorse lately. It's a great yeast. Gets going fast. But anyways, let's talk about the beer that inspired today's brew day. Farmington Brewing Co. Vanilla Bean Porter. Like I said, if you find yourself in Farmington, Michigan, stop by this place. Killer beers. This one, like I said before, it just really stood out to me. It's delicious, and they can it, so get yourself some to go. Let's give her a taste. Yeah, the vanilla's jumping out at me already. Nice head on it. Dark. Nice. It's got a khaki colored head, I'd say. and just vanilla for days. Like I hope mine will be. Let's give her a taste. Yeah, just like I remember it. Just vanilla on vanilla. Let's see if I can dig through the vanilla and give you another descriptor. Sweet, a little bit of sweetness.